Welcome back to the Daily Nugget, a daily property insights, one question, 20 minutes or less, with myself, Lawrence Lotze, and joined by Matt Harris, a property tax specialist and a fellow property investor. And today's question, Matt, to you is, what is a definition of a new build? To New Zealanders out there at the moment with some of the rule changes, the papers that have come out, obviously the term new build is being there, but the government is saying there's a definition of a new build and some laws are triggered before or after that, and people are searching and going, okay, what does it mean to actually have a new build?
Yep, so the government's come out and they've said that a new build will generally be defined as something with a code compliance certificate, confirming that a residence was added to the land after 27 March 2020. So those code compliance certificates are issued by the council, so it will be their job to verify what a new build residence is. But some of the commentary in the supplementary orders paper has said that it will not have to be made of new material or necessarily constructed on site. So what that leaves the door wide open for is modular homes and or relocatable homes. So I think there'll be a lot of investors that will be interested in that. They've also said that if you convert an existing dwelling into multiple new dwellings, then it can also qualify as a new build. So too can a commercial dwelling or commercial building, such as a commercial office block, for example, being converted into apartments. That will qualify as long as it has a code compliance certificate attached to it, confirming that it is a residential dwelling.
And just to go on that, just to anyone, it's always you talking about the code of compliance for that individual unit, apartment, extra dwelling you put on there is now a new build. It's not the total section or the total property. So if I've got a property that's a large section and I put 2 units at the back and those have got code of compliance, it doesn't affect the front property that's still on the section, does it?
No, it doesn't. So common thing that we're going to see, I think, is people buying existing in situ dwellings with a large piece of land, and they'll have a couple of options there. One will be to retain the existing dwelling and put a new dwelling on the back. In that case, you would have to apportion between the two. If you demolish the existing dwelling and put a whole lot of townhouses up, then the whole lot will be deductible. One interesting thing, or probably not interesting necessarily actually, but of value to investors, is that the code compliance certificate will trigger a 20-year time frame where you can deduct interest. That obviously won't start ticking till that CCC is issued. So that means if you buy off the plans, which is probably going to be the most common way that people will acquire a new build, all the time up until settlement, won't erode your interest deductibility. And even after settlement, well, just that little time frame, that is different to the bright line rules, which say if you buy a property purchase off the plans, the bright line period actually starts ticking from the sale and purchase agreement being signed. So I think that's important and of value to investors.
One more note on the new build. I'd seen some rumblings and mentionings, so obviously code of compliance is the key point at what state. Now, what happens if I take my house and disassemble it and I reassemble it subtly different and I go ask for a new code of compliance? Could that work?
I believe so. I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity actually to work the system a little bit in relation to code compliances. And outside of that, we still have a voluntary compliance-based system. So this won't necessarily be policed at a really minute level. So I think, you're going to have to look at getting that code compliance. If it says residential dwelling, I think you will be okay to deduct.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Matt, for that. And as for always, anyone that's watching or listening to the show at the moment, if you've got a question for myself, Matt, myself or for Matt, our details will be in the links or in the description from where you're watching or listening today. And make sure you keep joining us every single day, the Daily Nugget, one question, 20 minutes or less on property insights across the New Zealand market. And hope to see you